Hello friends, welcome. Today we are going to see how to become an expert in XPath and CSS. XPath is nothing but XML path, which is an expression which is used to find a node in HTML document. The topic which we are going to cover today are XPath, XPath relationship and XPath operators, and later on we will look at CSS. Let us start with XPath. So what is XPath? As I told earlier, XPath is nothing but XML path, which is an expression which is used to identify a node in a particular HTML document. This XPath and CSS will help us in finding the nodes or elements on a particular web page easily. Let us start off with looking at something very simple. So let us go to google.co.in. Okay, in this, if you press F12 or go to developer tools, you can either press F12 to go here, or you can go to more tools and developers tools to get this window. Do Control F. Okay, so here it says you can find an element by string, selector or XPath. So today we are going to learn XPath and CSS selector. Okay, let us go ahead and inspect this text box element. And this is an input tag with the class of GSFI and ID is equal to LSTIB. So let us try to find this element by creating an expression of XPath. So to find this element, so $0 is used to find an element with a relative path. Okay. Input / input will give you all the input tags. So there are about 10 input tags available on this particular web page. So the one which we are interested in is this search text box, correct? So here, to find out that, I have to give some attributes here. So what are the available attributes? The available attributes are class and ID here. There are other attributes also which I'm not going to use at this point of time. See, class, ID, max length, name, autocomplete, title, type. So all these are attributes. The one which we are interested in is ID. So we will use at ID is equal to LSTIB. Okay, as soon as I type in this expression into this text box, so it will highlight that particular element in the web page. As you can see, this is highlighted in yellow color. So this is first term. So this is finding an ID, finding an input text box based on ID, attribute and its value. Okay, so let us change the font value. Okay, so this is finding an input text box based on ID attribute and its value. So now let us take a look at another one. So here I'm going to use class. So what is the class here? GSFI. So remember that you have to give it in single quotes, and the square brackets are a must. Okay, as you can see, this element was found based on the attribute class with value GSFI. So as you can see, there are three elements. There are three elements with this. There are three input elements which matches this criteria. Okay, so I can also give multiple attributes. So here I'll give LST at IID. Okay, so as you can see, now there is only one attribute. Earlier when I had given only this, so I got three input tags. So now I have to filter from them by providing the second attribute and its value. So now I can see there is only one which has got these two. Okay, so this is some of the simple things. Now if I want to find out based on a name tag, let us say at name is equal to Q. As you can see, the name is Q. Okay, it still finds out that particular text box. Okay, so far we found out so far we found out the input tag with three different types of attributes. Okay, finding input text box based on name attribute and its value. So far whatever we found out, those elements are exact match. That means whenever I say equals to, that must exactly match to whatever the value which I provide in here. So that means whenever ID exactly matches LSTIB, then this element will be found. So all these elements are exact match. So sometimes if you want to do a partial match, okay, so how do we do it? Let us take a look at. Okay, so in this, again, to start off with, to give / input. Now we use contains at ID is equal to LS. lst. Comma lst. Okay, as you can see now, this is a partial text. That means the value of this is partially supplied. So for that we use contains. So here element based on partial match. So here notice that here, since this is an exact match, we used equals to and we used at symbol for any attribute. But for partial match, we use contains, and then in the bracket we provide at id. Instead of equals to, we provide comma. Okay, so let us try to find another one, GSFI. So / input square bracket contains at class comma GSF. So instead of GSFI, I'm going to give GSF. Okay, it still finds out 3 items. And now I can give another at id equals lst ib. Okay, so these are the combinations. So this matches by using contains as well as the second attribute lstib, which is exact match. So now here this example contains match an element based on exact as well as partial match. Okay, now let us take a look at another example here. So since this is an anchor tag, which is also a link, and link has got a text, so what we do is // a. Okay, so a is an anchor tag, so as soon as I put in // a, it is going to find all the anchor tags on this particular page. There are 74 of them, but the one which we are interested in is the Gmail link. So here let us spy on this again. So this has got, sorry, so let us spy on this link again. Okay, it has got few attributes, okay, class is one of the attribute, and data PID is another attribute, href is another attribute, and it also has got a text called Gmail. So earlier we have seen how to use these attributes and values. Now we see how to extract, how to get this link based on this particular text. So add text is equal to Gmail. Okay. Now instead of attributes, we have used the text which is present on the web page to find out that particular element. Okay, here we have used anchor text to find out the element or node on a web page. Okay, now we can also use contains here, which is contains so instead of equals to use comma. Okay, so instead of this we have used comma. So this will also find out using contains to find out the element. So this is about partial match. This is about partial match. So in partial match we used contains with attribute and the partial text. So instead of okay, so this should go into exact match because we are not using partial text there. Okay. Okay, so now let us go back to our slides and then check. Okay, there is something called ancestor. Selects all ancestor, that means parent, grandparent, etc. of the current node. So let us see how to find out all the ancestors of the current node. Okay, so let us take this example wherein I'm going to use anchor tag text is equal to Gmail. Note that this is case sensitive, whatever you provide in the is a matching criteria. Okay, so for using ancestors we have to provide double colon ancestor. Okay, to find the ancestor, we will take the same example as we have taken earlier with the Gmail link. So here, after this Gmail link, after finding this, okay, again a anchor with text containing or exactly matching Gmail. Note that whatever the text you provide, it is case sensitive. Okay, to find out all the ancestors of this anchor text, all of them are of type div. So to find out all ancestors of this link with the div tag, we provide /ancestor, okay, double colon div. So that means it is going to find out all the parent and grandparent nodes of this anchor tag of type div. So there are 8 of them, so you can click on them to go through. So these are all parent and grandparent tags of anchor tag. Okay. Div tag. Okay. So now, since we found out how to find out all the ancestors, okay, ancestor or self will also do the same thing, which is quite similar to ancestor. Now let us take a look at attribute. It's going to select all the attributes of the current node. So in this case, I'm going to check for input. Okay, so there are about 10 input items or elements present in this web page. So for particular input, I want to check which input contains attributes. Attribute of type class. Okay, so there are 4 input elements which contains attribute which is of type class. So let us see how many of them contains ID. Okay, so there are 3 input tags which contains an attribute of type ID. See, as you can see, there are 3 of them. If I put in class, there are 4 of them. Okay, so this is how you use the attribute relationship. Find those input elements which has attribute called class. Okay, so now let us take a look at the child. Child will select all the children of current node. In this case, let us take a look at the one which has got a lot of child. In this case, I'm going to take a look at head. Okay, so under head we have a lot of children with tag meta. So here, to find out head and then slash child containing meta tag. So there are about 12 items. Okay, so what this will do is, so this will find all the child elements which contains meta tag and which is under head tag. Okay. So here head tag. Let's take a look at descendant. Let us take the example of this Gmail. This is the parent which I'm going to take. So ID is GB. Okay. So / div at ID is equal to GB. Okay. And then descendant descendant colon. I want to find all the anchor tags. Okay. So now here it has got 38 anchor tags, okay, under this div. Okay, so what it will do is it will go and search through all its subtags. So under div, there's this div tag, and there's this div tag, and this div tag. So it's going to search through all these and then tries to find out the anchor tag. The difference between child and descendant tag is child is going to find out the immediate tag after the parent tag. The descendant will find out all those tags which are matching under that parent. It may be hidden within other subtags. Okay, so this will find out. So here, this will find out all the of type anchor tag under the parent tag. Let us take a look at following relationship. In this, it selects everything in the document after the closing tag of the current node. So if you take this example, we have a head tag and a body tag. The body tag is followed by head tag. That means the head tag ends here and then the body tag starts here. To find out that, let us try to find out the expression for that using Xpath. So here head slash following colon, the next tag is body tag, body. So that means here it found out the body tag after head tag. Okay, here it finds the body tag after end of head tag. Let us take a look at parent now. So we will try to find out the parent of this Gmail. Let us go back to Gmail. So here slash a text is equal to Gmail. Okay, so this is going to find out Gmail. So let us try to find out the parent of this parent tag div. So this is the parent of this. So the parent of this parent is slash again parent div. So that is this parent. So we can try to find the parent of a particular element by using parent relationship, and we have to specify the tag. So here in this case, this is going to find out this will find the parent of anchor tag of type div tag. Okay, let us see preceding now. In this case, we are trying to find out all the preceding tags of type. Okay, in this case, all the other tags are div tags. So let us take something else. So let us click on this button here, which is again a type input tag, which is again inside the center tag. So here we will try to find out the form tag. Okay, so here / input. Okay, so this will find out all the input tags. Now we have to find all the preceding tags, right? Okay, preceding colon of type form. Okay, so there is only one form tag preceding this input tag. But if you want to find out div tags preceding this input tag, there are about 187 preceding tags. So that means all the div tags before this input tags we can get. Gives all the preceding tags, that is div tags before this input tag. So let us take a look at the following sibling and preceding siblings now. To take a look at these following sibling and preceding sibling relationship, so we are going to take a look at another website called the internet.herokuapp.com. So under this we are going to go to sortable data tables. Click on sortable data tables to get this page. Here we are going to try to find the preceding as well as following siblings within this particular table. So we will take example 1 table as an example in our demo. So let us press F12 again. So let us try to find out this table. So this table is table. Let us do Control F again. So / table to find out the tables. So there are two tables here. The first one is this table and the second one is this table. So this is example 2 table and there is a example 1 table. Okay, in this example we will try to find out all the siblings, that means preceding as well as following siblings of fback@yahoo.com. That means the person whose email ID is fback@yahoo.com, we will try to find out the following siblings as well as preceding siblings. Okay, we found the table now. So this is the first table. Under T body we have the data. So we will try to find out from here all the descendants of type table data. So to do that we will use /descendant of type TD, that is table data. So there are 24 of them starting with Smith. So there is 1 2 3 4 5 6 multiplied by 4 rows, that is 24. So there are 24 total table data items. So in this we have to find out the following siblings of fback@yahoo.com. Okay, since we found out the table now, since fback@yahoo.com this email belongs to the table data tags, we need to find out all the descendant tags of type TD. So to do that, slash descendant of type TD, okay, containing text is equal to Xpath at yahoo.com. Okay, since we found Xpath at yahoo.com, now we need to find all the following siblings from here. Slash following siblings sibling of type TD. So as you can see, there are 3 following siblings of Xpath at yahoo.com. So those 3 are edit and delete, www.frank.com, and $51. So this is how we find the following siblings. Let us take a look at it again. First thing is, we found out the table. After finding out the table, we found out the descendants of this table containing tag ID, and then we found out that the table data which contains text Xpath at yahoo.com, and then we found out the following siblings which contains table data. So this will copy, and then we go in here. So this is the one which finds all the following siblings of Xpath at yahoo.com. So since there are 3 elements, we can also go ahead and use index to find out each of them. For example, for 1, if I use index 1, I'm going to get 51. If I use index 2, I'm going to get http www.frank.com. So you can also use indexes here. Okay, let us take a look at the preceding siblings. Now the entire expression remains the same, except following we are going to have preceding sibling of Xpath at yahoo.com. So in this case, it found out these two, Back and Frank, that is last name and first name, are the preceding siblings of Xpath at yahoo.com. So finds all the preceding sibling of Xpath at yahoo.com with tag TD. So this has given us 2 elements. So again we can find out index. Based on index, we can find out the value for 1 and then for 2. Okay, so it is highlighting those elements. Okay, so this is how we use following sibling and preceding siblings. Okay, let us take a look at operators now. Earlier we have used equals to operator. Let us take a look at all the other operators. For this, we are going to take a look at Google example again. In this, I have opened google.co.in. I'm going to go to F12, press F12, and then spy this text box. Okay, let us take a look at our example now. In this case, we are going to use the same input tag, that is text box, which contains the attribute class as GSFI and ID LSTIB. So let us try to find input tag which contains at ID is equal to LSTIB. Okay, so now it found out this one. So now to use OR, we use OR symbol here, or again / input. Okay, at class is equal to GSFI. Okay, so now either find an input which contains ID of with value LSTIB, or input containing a class with value GSFI. So now since either of the if either of them true, then it is going to find out this particular element. So I'm going to change this to this GSFI class from GSFI to GSFT, but it still finds out this particular element because the first one is true. The first one equates to true. The second one equates to false. Okay, so this is the usage of OR operator. The next operator we are going to look at is plus, then minus, multiplication and division. So for all these operators, I'm going to use the same input tag, but in this case, I'm going to use the attribute max length. So there is a max length attribute which is equals to 2048. So max length equals to 2048. So it still finds out this particular input element is 1 of 1. So now this is equals to. So this is equals to operator. Okay, now to find out plus, so what I'm going to do is / input at max length is equal to 2045 plus 3. So I have used plus here. So this will use plus operator. The same way I can use minus operator also. So 2050 minus 2. Okay. Minus operator. So I can also use the multiply operator like 1024 multiplied by 2. So slash slash multiply operator. Okay, so now let us take a look at how to use div operator. So to use div operator, what we're going to do is this max length is equal to, I'm going to put it as 4096 div 2. Okay, so it is going to still find out that particular element. So here div operator. The same way, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to can be used. Say for example here, so it is greater than 2047, 2046, 046 or 47. So if it is 2049, then it's not going to find out. So 2046 greater than or equal to 2046 or 2048, it's still going to find out the same element. I can also use less than or equal to 2048 or 2050. Okay, it is still going to find out that. Okay, so now let us take a look at OR and AND operator. Okay, so earlier we have used two tags. Again, I'm going to go back to that example. At id is equal to lst ib, okay, or class at class is equal to gsfi. Okay, so it is going to find out. So I change this to gsfii or gsft. It is still going to find out. Now what is the difference between this OR and this OR? So this OR has got two XPaths. Okay, so this OR has got two attributes. Okay, the same way I'm going to find out, and instead of OR I'm going to use AND GSFI. So only if both of them matches, then it will find out that particular element. If one of them doesn't match, then it's not going to find out that particular element. So this is and this will be and operator. Okay, again I'll repeat, this and OR operator are used along with the attributes and its values, and this OR operator is used to identify whichever is true between two XPaths. This is related to XPath and these two are related to attributes and its values. Okay, let us take a look at CSS now. In CSS we have different symbols. Hash is used to find out an element based on ID, and the dot symbol is used to find out an element based on class. So for CSS I'm going to use this website, that is http theinternetherokuapp.com, and then use sortable data table, which we have used earlier. For this demo I'm going to use this example table 1. So let us press F12 to go to developer tool, and then let us spy on this particular table. So this particular table has got two attributes. One is id and class. So here to find out based on id, we use hash. So the tag name is table hash, and the table id is table 1. So as you can see, this will find out this particular table based on the id. So this is the CSS selector for based on id for a table. Okay, I can also find out based on the class. To find out based on the class, I have to use dot operator. So table dot table sorter is the class name, dot table sorter. So it still finds out that particular element by class name. Okay, so now let us take a look at other symbols. So the other one which we can use is the tag name followed by attribute and value. This is similar to our Xpath. So here the tag name is table, okay, and then square bracket, and id is equal to table 1 close bracket. To find out that one, the tag name is table followed by square bracket, id is equal to table 1 close bracket. This is finding an element based on and attribute name. Attribute finding an element based on tag name, comma, attribute and value. Note that for Xpath, we use in square bracket, we use at. Here we don't use at symbol, so it is directly id is equal to table 1. I can use single quote also, both will work. So here either you can use single quotation or without quotation also it will work. Okay, both are same. Let us take a look at the one which starts with and contains and ends with. Okay, let us take a look at starts with a symbol now, which is caret symbol. Again, I'm going to use the same example. So here table id which starts with table, correct? So there is table 1 and there is table 2. id starts with, that is caret symbol, equals to single quotes table and close bracket. So this will find out 2 items in this web page which matches this id which starts with table. There is a table 1, table 2. So this is starting with match those elements starts with table. Instead of caret symbol, we can also use star. instead of giving all of them, you can also give T or table or tab. So here I'm using star. Okay, match those elements which contains text tab. Okay, the same way I can also use ends with. That means I have to, instead of a star, I'm going to use dollar here, ends with 1. So this is the ID which ends with 1. So if I say ends with 2, this is going to find out the table 2. So this will find out whose value ends with 1. Okay, let us take a look at the tags containing multiple attributes and values. So in this case, I'm going to take, since this table contains ID as well as class, these two are attributes and it has some values. So I'm going to take the same example. In this case, table and then ID equals to table 1. Okay, this is one attribute with value, and then the other one is class equals to table sorter. Okay, there's a missing single quote here. Okay, so based on these two attributes, it still finds out that particular element. Multiple attributes, attributes it is finding element based on multiple attributes. After finding the expressions using either XPath or CSS, you can make use of the function or the method which is available in Selenium. Those are find element and find elements. So to you make use of find element, driver dot find element by dot xpath for xpath expression. Xpath expression to find out element, that is single element. So the same way you can make use of find element by, instead of XPath we make use of CSS Selector. So CSS Expression. Okay, to find out based on CSS expression. Okay, if you have multiple elements or more than one element, then you have to use find elements and loop through the elements to find out the matching element which you want to operate on. Okay, that's the end of today's session. Please subscribe, share, comment and like the videos on this channel. Please stand by for more useful videos.